Greetings YouTube and welcome to a video that I've been very excited to make because I don't think this man in front of you, Iron Man Infinity War, gets the credit he deserves on offense. Yes, he's a god tier defender and literally broke Alliance War when he was first introduced. I remember the screenshots of certain nodes where he would get over 50 kills and still would not die. Now thankfully, like all enemies, and I'm hoping Emma Frost is certainly the case with this eventually. We figure her out, we figure out him, we figure out the counters that make these champions doable. Certainly True Strike works against Iron Man Infinity War, or my personal preference, my boy, Mr. Hyperion. But that's on defense, right? That's if you're fighting one of these unfortunate fights in Alliance War. But today I'm not talking about Alliance War defense because that's really where he traditionally gets his credit in the community. Today I'm talking about power control specifically and why he is so good on offense. And I hope by the end of this video I can show some reasons for that. Now I get that traditionally there are a lot of great power control champions out there that make people really think they're the best, and in some ways they are. One of the biggest power control champions, specifically with the special one, is our boy Hawkeye. Hawkeye, when you have him awakened, creates insane bleed damage even more with his awakened ability. But regardless, you've got that guaranteed power drain on the special one. And I do think that's relevant because everybody likes to tell me that one of my favorite champs, which overall I'm not arguing once you get to the special 2, that is the power control god, is Magik, right? Magik is just such a beast, and this is why I have her at rank 4, and I'd be a hypocrite to not say she's a power control god because I use her every map 5 of Alliance Quest to take Path B and Tier 2 because that is a power gain and heal block path. So Magik always works for me. I defeat Rocket Raccoon and Vision, and then the Sentinel, all power gain, heal block champs on that path, and Magik is my MVP. But at the same time, if I wasn't allowed to use my special 2, if I had one of those annoying nodes where the enemy is locked at 1 bar of power, Magik would suddenly lose all of her ability to be that top power control goddess. I also do want to say when it comes to Special 2, and we are in the Mystic class discussion, of course, another fantastic option for power control MVP is Dr. Voodoo himself. The Doctor is in the house. But, again, you need his Special 2. And if you are locked at 1 bar of power, suddenly he becomes useless when it comes to controlling the power of a champion. But that is not the case for my man, Iron Man Infinity War, someone who has been lumped in as just this defensive specialist, but a very weak offensive person. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably just going to do one fight, and maybe I'll edit this a little bit in Final Cut and kind of slow it down and talk a little bit about some things. But let's just take on Howard the Duck here. You know, I've got my 4-star, rank 5 Iron Man Infinity War that I'm going to talk about in a second. Now, let's say you bring this guy into a fight. I did bring in all of his friends, his synergy friends, which makes him even more fun to fight with, of course, when you're bringing that synergy team. But we're going to start with the parry, and already we're building that power for the special one. Now, Howard's already got his special one, and you can't duck away from it. But with that unblockable, he presents shock damage. Now, why is this important? Well, watch. The shock lasts so long, and we are controlling the power. This is with his special 1, not his special 2. And I want to point out that only Korg, who almost no one has right now, is immune to shock. Everybody else, you've got the unblockable special 1, and you are keeping that power just at 1 bar. And before it's even halfway to being refreshed, I have already gotten that back. And then you've got the armor to where you barely use any health. And you are just controlling his power, blocking him down. Now, this is really fun and really easy and makes it to where you can fight a lot higher enemies with the PI and afford to make some mistakes with that armor up. And just like that, we have kept his power barely at 1 bar, and yet we still can produce amazing power control opportunities because of the unblockable special one, combined with the shock damage and also the fact that he doesn't have to get above 1 bar of power. We're going to do one more fight. I wasn't planning on this, but we'll just do this one more time to give the audience another case. Now, of course, Nebula deals some amazing shock damage of her own, and she is bleed and poison immune. But we don't care about that in this case because we aren't causing bleed. We aren't causing poison. We're causing shock. And I would be shocked if Nebula was immune to it because, of course, she's not. And we are taking all of her power and keeping her at 1 bar despite the game's lag. Look at that beautiful lag. That is not me slowing down the video. That is just Kabam saying, I hope that you aren't able to produce this video as well. But hey, look, we're at 1 bar of power. She's not. And we've applied that shock damage once again. So not only are we draining her power, but we're providing some damage of our own. And as we build up our special one back and reapply that unblockable special one, she stays at under 1/3 of 1 bar of power. To where, as long as you get down the parry, and of course, with certain nodes you won't be able to do that, you will have a special one Fiesta. So if you're ever worried about enemy special twos, we've seen a lot of great special twos. I even think Korg's got a great special two. Howard the Duck's got a great special two. But we've seen a lot of great special twos, like with Blade, or of course Magic and other champions, Vision. You won't have to worry about getting that special two because you will block them at 1 bar of power or under 1 bar of power the entire time. And I just think the combination of the unblockable special one with dealing shock damage and the length of that shock damage makes Iron Man Infinity War arguably the best power control champ in the game right now. And yes, if you go up to a special 2, that's where Dr. Voodoo and Magic really hit their peak. But Iron Man Infinity War protects from those nodes that stop you at 1 bar of power. So that is my rant for today. I think Iron Man Infinity War deserves to be in the offensive discussion for great power control champs and does not get his due. And in my next tier rankings, I will reflect that as well. So thanks for watching and supporting my channel as always, YouTube. Remember, Iron Man Infinity War, a defensive god, but also insanely underrated as an offensive beast when it comes to power control.